America Reads Fun Learning Activities. We are college students who create learning activities for kids. Our activities are focused on reading, writing, and math. Thank you for joining us to learn today. Hi everyone, my name is Lexi, and today we're going to need to put on some science glasses because we're going to be experimenting with language. The English language is very complex, and we do lots and lots of experiments with it. Language is used when we write a sentence or tell someone a story, or even just talking. We speak language every day, we write language every day, we listen to language every day, and we read language every day. Today, we are going to learn how to read, write, speak, and listen to language. Dr. Language is going to help us out today as we do our language experiments. So come on, get your science goggles on, and let's get started with today's video. Say hello to Dr. Language, everyone. She is going to go through a few language experiments with us today. But first, we have to learn about the different elements of language. There are 4 different elements of language: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. The first element of language is listening. We can listen to language when someone is talking. We listen to language through stories or everyday life. The second element of language is reading. We read languages. When we read sentences from a story, we are reading language. The third element of language is writing. We can write languages. We can write stories, sentences, texts, and more. There are lots of ways to write language. The fourth and final element of language is speaking. We speak language every day. When we tell a story, we are speaking language to another person. Now that we know the elements of language, let's have Dr. Language guide us through some fun experiments. Let's start off with the listening element of language. Let's listen to Dr. Language. She says that she is going to say a phrase for us. Once she is done saying the phrase, think about how we would write it out. Here is the phrase: Anna and Mike is doing their science homework in class. How do we think this would be written out? This is what it would look like. Anna and Mike is doing their science homework in class. Is there something that sounds strange about this sentence? The word is seems a bit out of place. Let's try an experiment to fix this sentence. On the right, you will see 2 beakers, one with the word are on it, and one with the word is on it. If we pour these beakers on the sentence, it will either explode, meaning it is wrong, or it will be correct. Let's first try pouring the is beaker on the sentence. This means that the sentence is correct and the is does not need to be changed. Uh-oh, looks like that is not the right answer. We cannot use is in this sentence because is not a plural noun. We have both Anna and Mike, which means we need a plural noun to finish this sentence. Let's try the other beaker with the word are. Yes, it worked! You are correct. Great job, scientists. We put are because it is a subject-verb agreement sentence. This means that the verb has to match the tense of the sentence. If we spoke this sentence, it would be Anna and Mike are doing their science homework in class. Let's move on to the reading element of language. Let's listen to Dr. Language. She told us to read the phrase on the slide. The phrase says, "You're supposed to look after the chemicals when they are burning." When we say this sentence, does it sound correct?
I think it does. But when we look at this sentence on the slide, does it look correct? Sort of. I don't know. The your seems to be used wrong. Once again, we have two beakers. One is with the singular version of your, and the other is the plural version of your, which would be you are. Which beaker should we try first? Why don't we use the plural version of your, or you are? You are correct! Fantastic job, scientists! We put your, you are, because it is a plural sentence, not singular. If we spoke this sentence, it would be, you are supposed to look after the chemicals when they are burning. Next, we have the element of writing. Let's listen to Dr. Language. She is telling us to listen to the phrase she will give us. Here is her phrase. When you enter the lab, you have to be wearing science goggles. Okay, so what did you write down after you listened to Dr. Language? You should have written something like this. When you enter the lab, you have to be wearing science goggles. When you look at this sentence, do you notice anything wrong? Is something missing? According to Dr. Language, she is suggesting that something goes in the blank after the word lab. What would we put in this blank? We have two more beaker options. One has the word nothing on it, meaning the sentence is already fine just the way it is. The other beaker has the word comma on it, meaning we would put a comma after the word lab. Let's try and pour the nothing beaker on the sentence and see what it does. Oh no, not again. Clearly, we have to put something in the sentence. We have to change it somehow. Let's try the other beaker with putting a comma after the word lab. Yes, it worked again. This is correct. We put in the comma because it is after an introductory phrase to add a break within the sentence. If we spoke this sentence, it would be, when you enter the lab, you have to be wearing science goggles. You will notice that after the comma, we used a breathing break. The last element of language that we will talk about is speaking. Dr. Language is telling us to listen to the phrase she will give us. Once she says the phrase, we will say it together. The phrase is, all science students drink the chemical out of the beakers today. Let's say this one more time together. All the science students drink the chemical out of the beakers today. Dr. Language has asked us if it feels weird for us to say this sentence out loud. When you repeat this sentence, does it sound a little weird? Dr. Language is asking if anything is wrong with the word drink. Does that seem like the right word to use? In our last experiment, we have our two beakers once again. The first beaker has the word drinked on it. The other beaker has the word drank on it. Which one is the right tense to use? First, we can try the drinked beaker. Maybe this will sound a little bit better. Aw man, experiments are so hard to get right. We cannot use drinked because it is not the right tense. Well then, let's try the drank beaker and see if that works instead. Whew, thank goodness, that is correct. Great job, everyone. We use drank because it is in the past tense from when we are telling the sentence. Even though the story is from today, we are telling the story from past tense. If we were to tell someone about this story, we would say, all the science students drank the chemicals out of the beakers today. Great job, all you language experts. Those were some fun experiments. Dr. Language and I hope you learned more about the elements of language and how to use each one.
Thank you for learning with us today. We hope you come back and learn more. Please like and subscribe to our channel, and we will be back with more videos.